In the last episode, Nissan, come here and I'll wash your back. Hello guys, my name is Eric Van Mystery Solver 2000, and welcome back to Shoujo Shojo. So in the last episode, a bunch of stuff happened because I made it really long. There were already 2 murders that happened like a few weeks apart, and now we're investigating it because our old detective friend from the agency, even though we're a private detective, wants us to investigate it, and we learned about the characters and the setting a little bit. So we've just woken up on March 7th, so let's get started. Still not rested, I slowly roll over and survey the room's interior. It's my office. I push my blanket aside and get up. My joints ache. Damn, but it's rough not sleeping in a futon when you're pushing 30. So he's not even 30 yet, so like me and him are similar ages then. If I could, I'd go back home to sleep, but since I work late, it's not possible. That, and I also don't like riding in the jam-packed last train of the day. Guess I'll get going. I snag the package off my desk and exit the office. Oh yeah, because we need to go visit our other private detective friend who, I forget, Takashito? Last name Takashito, in the same family that the autopsy girl was. What was her name? Was it Ryosuke? I forget her name. But anyways, they're in the same family, and we're going to go visit our old private detective buddy in Ueno. It's surprisingly warm today. At this rate, it looks like it'll be spring soon. A lot of the people on the street today are dressed lightly. Correction, it looks like spring's pretty much arrived. I think that to myself, gazing at the girls wearing short skirts. Ooh, you're a little perv, aren't you, Reiji? Although I might be doing the same if I was in his boots. As long as you just look, right? Now, looks like I've got to head to Ueno today. If I'm going from Shinjuku, it's easiest to take the Yamate line. As I head toward the station, I notice a crowd of people assembled in front of the Kinokuniya bookstore. Ooh, that was pretty good. I read that pretty good, huh? A few dozen girls, students, judging by their appearance, are huddled there, staring at the front of the store. I guess they're holding some kind of event. I follow their collective gaze and see that a sign has been hung reading, Katsuragi Shin, author, new publication, commemoration event. Katsuragi Shin. I don't know him. He must be a new writer. The guy who came out with Season of the Sun. Last year was Ishihara Shintaro, I think. Well, judging by the age of the people gathered here, this guy's outside my realm of expertise. Unwilling to waste more time here, I head toward Ueno. I wonder if that's gonna be important. You should remember that, because I'm not gonna. A room near Ueno Station. Takashito, are you in? I knock lightly on the door and enter without waiting for a reply. Whoa! Holy shit! The moment I'm inside, a strange odor assails my nose. And there, right before my eyes, lies the figure of a fallen man. This guy is... Okay, let's calm down. Calm down, let's keep our cool and figure out what happened here. Holy Jesus, that sure escalated quickly. It's like, let's deliver a package. Corpse! Well, first, let's obviously look at the body. From his mouth to his chest, he's covered in a red liquid. It probably dripped from his mouth. It looks like it's only spilled on his clothes and on the table. Red liquid? Could it be tomato juice? Could I finally be right? In light of the circumstances, it could very well be a murder. Or he just drank a bunch of wine and he's passed out, but let's check what he was drinking. Immediately next to the man is a glass cup, knocked on its side. The residue of what appears to be red liquid is stuck to the bottom. This would seem to be the origin of that strange smell. But what is it? What should I be checking? Apparently you can only check so much before you just like run out of stuff to check. God, I think we should check this liquid. Let's check this. It's a maneki neko. It said that upraised front paw beckons to good fortune, but I don't know if it actually achieves that effect. Honestly, if it worked, something like this wouldn't have happened, right? If only his wife would make a comeback, I'm sure things would get better. Is this him, then? Well, let's check it. When we've checked the cup, now let's check him again. There's a man lying spread eagle on top of the table. I recognize his face. Well, naturally, I came here to visit this guy. Now something like this has happened. Let's investigate a bit further. Well, yeah, Okay, let's check. What was he studying? The room's interior is so cluttered that it's almost as if a typhoon has swept through. It doesn't look like a burglar or thief has broken. Well, it's the same as you, Reiji, when you're working. It's about as messy as my own office. It's livable, technically speaking, at least. I guess I should do some cleaning of my own every once in a while. No way, you got Yukari. Your sister is a little angel, okay? What else should I even be checking here? Seriously, what else is there to check? What about this? There are some yellow-tinged tissues lying scattered on the floor. There's no need to think further about their meaning. What? Yellow-tinged tissues? Oh, I see. They're just covered in boogers. But I wonder, why is he collapsed on top of the table? Looks almost as if he got drunk and went to sleep. However, there's something odd about his face and chest. Let's investigate a bit further. Well, yeah, okay, let's check his chest then. There's a strange smell in the air. Well, since this guy was an idiot, it seemed like this is pretty ridiculous. Really, you have to hand it to him. Well, I guess that's enough of this. Yeah, he drank wine and passed out is what happened. I take off my right shoe, holding it up, and take aim. I could just as easily leave it on, but he deserves at least a little pity. Hey, Takashito, wake up! Yelling, I hurl the shoe heel first into the pit of his stomach. The man, Shugo, springs to his feet with an odd cry. Wow, I can't believe he's a private detective. He just looks like... not really like a bum, but he just looks like a guy who's really aloof, you know? Don't fall asleep while you're drinking tomato juice. What? It is tomato juice? My mind is blown. Holy shit, this is the first time I've ever been right about this. Tomato juice, really? I snap at Shugo as he groggily awakens. See? I am truly a detective. I knew it was tomato juice as soon as I saw it. I'm amazing. This guy's been my friend ever since our time in the military. We also became policemen at the same time, but I'm the one who quit first in the end. So what was that sorry Kazuna all about? I wonder what kind of life these two lead. Aw, Shugo, did you cheat on your wife? Aw. Shugo's pointedly ignoring the question, but I toss him the package anyway. I was entrusted to bring this here. It's from Natsume-san. Natsume, that was her name. The moment he hears her name, Shugo hurls the package back in my direction. What? Why? No way, you gotta accept it, okay? That's family. What the hell am I gonna do with this? I shove it back at him. Why? Why? If I don't want it, I don't want it, man. That's right, because if Shugo receives it, he's gonna have to open it. He's gonna have to find out what she wants. Well then, I'll go tell that to Natsume-san. I'll say that ungrateful wretch Shugo told me he didn't want it. You have a way with words, Reiji. For some reason, Shugo appears to be really scared. Well, I understand how he feels. If I were her little brother, I wouldn't know what to do either. Can you at least look at what's inside? Hearing my words, Shugo grudgingly accepts my delivery. It's whatever, just open it. I'm really curious, you gotta open it now. His face a mask of resignation, he opens the parcel. A letter and a gray rectangular object tumble out. Is that konyaku? My eyes aren't deceiving me, it's konyaku! That would be a good time to tell me what konyaku is! Is it like some sort of medicine? What? To comfort yourself? To like masturbate or what? What? Ah, Natsume-san's at it again. Look at this. There's even a gap when you squeeze it. Oh, that's... I don't know what this is, but... Yeah, I don't know either, okay? It's like, hey, take this kanyaku thing that you can use to have sex with? I don't know. Did your little sister give you something too? Nana is this guy's little sister. Apparently she's got a personality rivaling that of Natsume-san. What? What? Your family's fucked, Shugo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't have a sister, but my sister sent me nudes. Whoa. That's even worse than I'd imagined. Yeah, no wonder why you didn't want to accept it. Shugo, I can understand your plight a little bit more. Yeah, no shit. About naked nudes of my little sister. Unexpectedly, a voice calls out from behind me. At once, Shugo squats down, hiding his head with his arms. I really do have to wonder about their lifestyle. Ignoring the idiot, I turn to greet the newcomer. Hey, Kazuna-san, pardon the intrusion. Hi, Kazuna. I'm straight-laced, okay, unlike our friend Shuga here, okay? Takashita, formerly Kozuki Kazuna. She's a famous actress and Shugo's wife. I've heard that she's taking a break from her career during her pregnancy. Wow, she's a famous actress, but she's with Shugo? What? Even though she's wearing Japanese-style clothes that hide the curves of her body well, the bulge in her abdomen is rather conspicuous. I see. Well, the top part is still the same as usual. Wow, Reiji commenting on her tits. That's just classy. Even when it's concealed by her clothing, you can still tell her chest is pretty... Oh, it's flat. Oh, he wasn't complimenting that at all. Good job, Reiji. He just called another guy's wife flat. Yeah, that's rude. In a rare fit of rage, Shugo raises his voice and grabs my shoulders. It looks like I've pushed him too far. Here I thought this was gonna be a murder mystery, and it still is, but it's a comedy too. This is really lighthearted. It's really awkward when you emphasize that. Jesus, Shugo, so you've been gripping them so hard that wow.
I
want Shugo's back to groveling. Good grief. I know I brought it up, but what is it with these two? I wonder, like, back in the day in the 50s, was breast size really, like, that important? I thought women had to cover up a lot, and, like, breast size wasn't so important. But I don't know. I didn't live in the 50s. I have no idea. Just speculation. Okay, that was an interesting visit. Oh, no, we're not done. We have a lively chat for a while before I know it, it's evening. Because my wife or fiancé died, Kazuna. Thanks for drudging up those memories. Shugo and I both freeze at Kazuna's abrupt question. She looks between our faces while holding the konnyaku, which she's prepared in a miso dengaku style. Our memories of that time aren't very happy ones. Shugo nods, agreeing with my muttered reply. The incident that made me quit the police force, the so-called Rokushiki case. I don't have a single good memory about that time. I agree. Shugo gently lays a hand on Kazuna's shoulder, signaling an end to the conversation. Although, I'm kind of interested to learn some details. Show me some deets. I know that our wife or fiancé, I forget, died, but that's about it. Sorry. Even now, I still can't bring myself to talk about it. I guess Shugo understands that. He was on the case with us back then. It looks like I should get going soon. I wouldn't want to infringe on this young couple's alone time. Alright, Takashiro, I'll come again. Next time I promise not to make fun of your tits. I'll try not to. If there's a decision to make fun or not make fun, I won't. She's eating the konnyaku. Nah, don't worry about me. Make sure you got that guy eats some though. Well, I guess I should just let its original use, the one Natsume-san had intended, remain a secret. Well, Kazuna-san, try not to be too hard on this guy, please. Nothing, we're just assuming, don't worry. Wow, Shugo, you are... You're a little whipped, because he keeps on saying sorry, like, even though he's done nothing wrong. This is one lover's quarrel I'm not going to interfere with. Although maybe he has done a lot wrong, like I said, maybe cheated on her or something. Wow, that was a really short day. We woke up, went there, and then came back and it's dark. By the time I get back from Ueno, it's pitch dark outside. Ooh, I'm home. Hello, I saw your boobs. Yukari steps out of the kitchen. A bath first? Are you sure you don't want to do it together this time, Yukari? I'd be game for it. I want to watch it, but Reiji might feel a little unpleasant. And considering I'm supposed to be playing as Reiji, I gotta understand his feelings. Sure, don't mind if I do. Since I slept in my office last night, I think it's high time I had a bath. Yeah, I'll shave and I'll clean all my little itty bits, okay? I know. Well, I don't suppose it hurt if I shaved off my stubble at least. Jesus, I'm so smart. I know when this shit's coming, you know. I know. I know! After a leisurely soak in the bath to wash off the sweat, I change into Japanese clothes. Phew. It's warm enough today that I don't have to hug the hibachi. I decide to relax and smoke a cigarette while waiting for dinner to be finished. March. It's already been 6 years since it happened. The topic that came up at Takashiro's office, the reason I quit the police force. It was a lot colder on that day than it is now. I remember snow flurries. Flurries in the cold. Thanks, sweetest sister in the whole world. Yukari's call interrupts my train of thought. Yeah, I'm coming. Sweetest sister in the whole world. I stand by that. Although I've never had a sister, I just can't say that with certainty. Maybe I've missed out on life, maybe I haven't, I don't know. After dinner, I stay in the living room for coffee. Yeah? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2 days ago. Yeah, that's great. Yukari's practically glowing. I like the sounds they make. It's very pretty sometimes. But, you know, having them everywhere, no. She's an unparalleled insectophile. So much she'll let snails hibernate inside her room. Ew. But to each their own. I mean, I've met a few people that have really been interested in insects and, like, pick them up and stuff. My girlfriend, actually, there's, like, this big dragonfly, and I was taking a nap, and she waved it, like, right in front of my face. She's like, Eric, wake up! And she just waved it right in front of my face, and I woke up, and I was like, ah! And I freaked out. Jeez. So mean. Besides... Oh, Yukari. Yukari whispered in a quiet voice, soft as a mosquito. It's probably the anniversary to when she died. It's coming close. That's right. Yukiko. Miyama Yukiko was my fiancé. It wasn't wife. I forgot. It's fiancé. I'll remember that. 6 years ago in March of 1950, she... Yeah, good night. I wonder why she's so sad all of a sudden. Maybe she's the killer! Okay, just kidding. I gotta start suspecting people, though. My detective instincts are running wild. Yukari hurries off to her room, probably because she can no longer endure my silence. Well, then again, if she did kill someone 6 years ago, she would have been pretty young, because she's going to an academy now, so she's probably, like, she would have been, like, in middle school or something. Well, nothing I can do about that. Guess I'll go to bed, too. Go to bed, sleeping, March 8th. I wonder how long this game is. Not how long as in, like, how many hours, but how many days pass. Like, it's March 8th right now, but I wonder, like, how far it goes. Alright, Yukari, I'll be taking off first. But please don't tell anyone that I'm investigating undercover. Yeah, Yukari knows you well enough to not just go spouting her mouth. Be like, hey, guess what? My brother's investigating a murder! With a big megaphone outside. Yukari giggles as she brings me a coat. Yeah, who? Nah, that's fine, as long as you make sure your friend doesn't spread that info around. It should be- oh, I guess she just talked to one of her friends at school. I see. Oops, whoa, okay, let's stop hitting the scrolling button. Well, see you later. I will, Yukari, you're so sweet! I want a sister like that! Where have you been all my life? Imagine how motivated I'd be. She's like, oh, Nissan, you gotta do this and this, and Nissan, you gotta do this. I'd be like, oh, call me Nissan some more, and I'll do it. I'll do it. To get from my house in Zenpukuji to Oba Girls Academy in Hoya City. Hoya! It happens that I have to travel through Musashino City. For a while, I had a field that pro baseball players used, and it also contains the lodgings for the occupying forces. I passed along the site of what used to be an airplane factory, crossed the Senkawa Josui irrigation canal, and arrive at the academy. Schoolgirls walk solemnly by, clad in white uniforms. Nobody opens their mouth to speak. They move through the main gate as if sucked into it. Ah! I'm sucked in! With the mist blanking the areas that look like mountaineering aesthetics on a funeral procession. I can't sense any energy at all. Yukari's a pretty mature girl, but she's not this gloomy. Those white uniforms look pretty dreary to me. Do I really have to work in a place like this? I'm increasingly anxious about whether this will work, but at this point I have little choice in the matter. I wonder if he's going to be a good teacher, too. I mean, just jumping into teaching is pretty hard. I stand by the gate and steel myself for the day. From the outside, this old-fashioned academy looks vaguely ominous, leaving me with unsettling impressions. Maybe it's because of the morning fog, but it's almost like white-colored darkness. I wonder, maybe someone here is doing the murders, because if this place looks ominous and they're foreshadowing, it's something, maybe. To my side, the white-clothed schoolgirls pass through the gate. None of them pay any heed to the suspicious-looking man standing right in front of the gate. I can't sense any life from them. It's almost as if they're ghosts. However, if I hesitate here, I'll never get started. Let's go. It's weird. Saying these young girls who should be full of life look like ghosts wandering into the academy. Vice Principal Seiki greets me as I enter the faculty room. Good morning, Seiki-san, or Seiki-sensei.
そんなにシャチホコばらなくても大丈夫ですよ。さて、今日は礼拝がありますので。
Okay, wow. Worship service at school. This is definitely in the past. Shinto. It's probably going to be Shinto worship service. That's just going to make me even more tense, but I guess there's no way around it. No, this is a church. This is not a Shinto. This is a worship service for a Christian worship service. Somehow I make it through my introduction without a hitch. Afterward, I stand stiffly by the wall of the chapel, listening to Vice Principal Seiki's speech while I survey the students. Although then again, I think maybe it did mention something like this, that this was like an actual like religious academy, but I forget. Nobody so much as whispers. They're all dead silent. I thought it was normal for girls of their age to amuse themselves by chatting away behind the teachers' backs. However, something else weighs more heavily on my mind. All these girls listening to Seiki's speech, they all look the same to me in profile. It's not to say that they're identical. Each one of these girls has visible differences in their face and hairstyle, yet as a group, they all look the same. I can't find any individuality. Well, that's going to make your investigation really difficult then, isn't it? I heard from Yukari that the school's rules were pretty strict. Nevertheless, to erase all personality to this degree they're almost like an army? You can't tell them apart from the outside. Unless you join, they're just an unidentifiable group of people. I search for Yukari amongst the ranks. I find her before too long, and it's all I can do not to sigh in relief. Yukari seems like she hasn't changed from her usual self. Then again, it might look that way because I know how she is normally. Someone who doesn't know her might easily group her among the other soulless girls. So in other words, they all do have personalities, and you're just judging them. Yeah. But then again, he is a private detective. He is good at profiling people, so... A dignified voice reverberates through the chapel. Toko! Hey, I know you. A long-haired student stands before the altar. No, it's Orihime. It totally looked like Toko. What? Then again, I'm like, oh, long black hair. It's gonna be Toko. Oh, long black hair, definitely Toko. Maybe Orihime is the girl in the shell. The girl that was in the shell at the beginning. Maybe? Because Toko and her both had long black hair, and I thought it might be Toko, but it's not Toko. The teacher next to me whispers softly in my ear. People have been killed, but don't worry about it. Even without using a megaphone, her voice probably reached every ear in the hall. Some students in the crowd are nodding as she speaks. Looks like she's pretty popular. I sneaky glance at Yukari, but she's still her usual self. I bet he was trying to look at her panties. That's why the view was like kind of looking up at her. He's like, nee. The morning assembly finished, we returned to the faculty room. I'll do that. It's gonna be my base of affairs. Okay, I'm gonna be putting like pictures on the wall, all detective style, and I'll be like throwing darts at them like, I think it was you! Ka-shing! Throwing darts at who I think are the criminals. Alright, what should I do about lectures? I'm actually more worried about those. I would be too. That works. What am I gonna teach? Sure, I don't mind. Okay, you should tell me some info about my class too. Just have a lecture. What am I gonna teach? Seiki brings out a large sealed file. What class? I'll leave them in your hands. I take it and peer inside. Mixed in with the staff address and book or other odds and ends are two photographs. These two, Nishizono Yui and Imamura Haruka. Yui and Haruka. I'm a talented detective. Oh, okay, oops, I clicked on the notebook, but I didn't really want to go here. Okay, so who are these people? Let's take a look. That was Orihime. She's the leader. Kazuna, that's the, yeah, we already know them. I want to see what they look like. Okay, so that's Inamura Haruka, and that's Yui. Okay, so none of the girls at the beginning, the two girls at the beginning, died. The ones that were gonna kiss each other, they're alive. I wonder if they're here. So there's Toko and Orihime. See, Toko and Orihime, they look similar, but they're different. I can tell them apart now that I look in this notebook, and okay, good. I can tell them apart. Long black hair, but very different. And these are the girls that died, Yui and Haruka. Yui and Haruka, gotta remember that. Alright, got this shit. I'm on it. I'm a detective. I excuse myself from the staff room and enter the hallway. A bunch of students are walking down the corridor. It must already be break time. Can't say I'm surprised to see that the girls all act in exactly the same manner as in the chapel this morning. Gloomy and without a trace of life. I like this look of the university, like this academy. It looks very, like, humble, you know, compared to universities these days with huge open halls and modern furnishings. This looks very, like, cool, you know, very homey. I wonder if the two missing girls were also like this. Morning. Holy shit, that's really gloomy. Holy shit. She bows as she passes by me. She seems docile enough, yet ill at ease. Yeah, shit. Like, sometimes my students sound like that when they say annyeonghaseyo, which is hello in Korean. They say annyeonghaseyo. Gundae. Oh my god, I almost spoke in Korean there. Gundae was just butt in Korean. But, you know, not often. Well, since this is an all-girls school, my being a male teacher might have something to do with it. That's right, they might be looking at you like a little perv, like, I want to teach part-time at an all-girls school. Yeah. The history prep room is located in the corner of the second floor, roughly above the faculty room. Phew. At last I can relax. I slump into a chair, feeling myself unwind. Unfamiliar environments always make me... That's great, he's... The vice principal Seiki's all like, do your investigation there, and we're like, now I can just chill! Yeah! I could do with some coffee, but no such luck. I might be able to get some to drink if I walk around. Alright, let's go wander around the campus a bit. Okay, sounds fun. So where shall I go? The Obergross Academy school building has 2 floors. It seems that the second floor where I am now is home to the second and third year classrooms, as well as the library and science rooms. On the first floor of the first year classrooms, the faculty room, the infirmary, and the home economics classrooms, it seems that the school premises also contain an auditorium and various club buildings. I guess I'll just take a stroll and see where I end up. Who are you? A voice calls out to me the moment I step outside and I pause. It's not a student's voice. It sounds much more mature. Yes, it does. I'm still wondering, who are you? Yes, she's the nurse who knows about us investigating and who knows about the students because she deals with the students all the time. So she's like our informant, if you will. Alright, cool. Ah, thanks for the assistance. Luckily... Name's Nene. Nene, the first thing I noticed about you wasn't your face. I'm gonna have to admit that to you. I was just staring at that mountain crevice between where your shirt is, okay? She smiles, giggling softly. I'll take this opportunity to ask her some questions while I'm shown around. Wow. With her leading the way, we proceed down the corridor. There are no students in sight. Class must be in session. So as I'm following her, I'm looking right at her butt. I can't hear any voices from within the classrooms either. It's pretty quiet. Yeah, it seems like it. Her voice lacks any trace of amusement. Yeah, I agree. She seems like a playful. She's like, things are a little bit too uptight. I wanna have fun. Akazaki-sensei. Yes, I will call you Nene because that's very cute. I see, that's why they're all so quiet. Well, perhaps they're more subdued than simply quiet. Surprised at something else, actually. Wow, you showed me around a little bit, but not much. The sound of the bell, Nene takes her leave. I guess I'll go visit some other places. I decided to take a look outside. The mist has burned off. Several buildings stand in the expansive schoolyard. I guess they're the clubhouses. Yep, this looks like winter in Asia, alright, with all the dead trees. Winter in Asia, unless there's snow, it looks really ugly. Like, it's brown and gray. Kind of gross. Like, right now in Korea, it's like brown and gray, and there's no leaves on the trees. And it just looks gross, like there's no snow. The cold wind brushes against my face, but, because when there's snow, it's like, oh, it's snow, it's beautiful, but without it, it's gray and brown. As you might expect, it's pretty cold without a coat. But nothing beats, like, seeing the traditional buildings of Korea and Japan, like, when there's snow on top of them. It just looks absolutely lovely and gorgeous when there's snow. I returned inside. After the chill of the outside weather, that cup of tea is sounding better and better. And then I realize, where's the infirmary? I look left and right, but all the doors look the same, leaving me helpless. I know where the faculty room is since I went there this morning, but I can't just randomly open doors. What if I walk into a class in session? Wonderful. What do I do? You know, there's little... Looks like right there where you see where the mouse is, it shows, like, what they are. The label for the rooms, right? A voice hails me from behind. I recognize that mature, calm tone. When I turn to ground, I'm greeted by the girl who took the stage during the morning assembly, Orihime. Tsukushima-san, right?
そうです、時坂先生。このようなところで何をしていらっしゃるのですか?
Doesn't Orihime mean princess in Japanese? I don't know. I forget. After giving a graceful bow, she looks at me with what might be suspicion. Nothing I can do about that. She's probably never expected a teacher to be lost here. I'm kinda looking for the infirmary.
保健室でしたらすぐそこですよ。
Thanks, Orihime. She points at the door next to the entrance. Ah, that close, eh? I'm a bit embarrassed.
それでは私はこれで失礼いたします。
Of course! No need to talk any more than that. Bowing curtly, she leaves. I know everything I need to know about your personality. You are the killer! I'm a good detective, huh? It's just like when she was on stage, she appears pretty dignified. I don't get the same feeling from her as I do from the other students. She's no ray of sunshine, but she certainly has a personality. Yeah, she does have personality, but at the same time, she comes off as like... Well, I don't want to say arrogant, but she's like... She's the kind of girl who recognizes her own abilities, like, oh, I'm pretty good, you know? But not, like, overtly arrogant about it, you know? She comes across the type of student who's got her act together. Yeah, she's got her act together. But she has that, like, smirk on her face, like, I'm pretty good, you know? Anyways, my opinion. Excuse me. After knocking, I entered the infirmary. Yes! Boobs! Oh, they're so good! Thanks, I'm here to take you up on your invitation. Oh, she shows me to a chair. That's okay. Nene pours me a cup, smiling. It's better than not having our coffee anyways. Well, I didn't exactly come just for tea. Oh, don't say it like that! Ooh! Oh, you have something else in mind. Oh, yeah. She sets her teacup down on the desk and gives me a sultry look. I believe the Vice Principal Sensei has filled you in on the details. Good, I'm glad we're talking about the investigation. Let's get my head out of the gutter. Yes, that's me. I return to the smile, awkwardly putting my hand behind my head. Well, if you already know, that makes things easier. I wet my lips with the hot tea and adjust my posture. Regarding the two girls... Oh, I see, he's adjusting his posture. He's like just sitting there drinking the tea and he's like, time for detective posture. Zing! Oh, sorry, that's definitely not a detective posture. I was trying to make it seem all cool, but... Regarding the two girls who have gone missing, is there anything you can tell me about them?
西園さんと椿組の今村さんね。特に問題のある子ではなかったと思うわよ。ごく普通の真面目な学生だったわ。
Okay, so there's a first-year student from Matsu and Tsubaki, but what year is she? I see. I guess at this school, serious means that those girls were pretty quiet.
もっとも私はただの養護教諭だから、あまり詳しくは知らないんですけどね。
You didn't investigate them? Anything? Nothing? No, you've helped me out. It's my first time conducting an investigation in this type of environment anyhow.
周りに若い子ばかりいる場所ということ?
No, what I meant was that this place feels isolated from the outside world. Momentary chill runs down my spine as though someone is reading my innermost thoughts.
難しいことを言うのね。でも、そうね、当たっているのかもしれないわ。この学院の中は Yeah,
it sure is. Schools are usually boisterous and lively. My exact thoughts. That's one way of looking at it, yes. Her reasoning is certainly sound. I guess I jumped the gun by assuming they had to be tangled up with the murder cases. Well, it looks like coming to see you was a smart decision. After breaking things down a little, I'm finally able to get my head around the matter. Thank you, Akazaki-sensei. Yeah, we should call her Nene, but, you know, it is weird just when you meet someone for the first time and using their first name like that. She flashes me a wry smile. She wants to get close to us. She wants to get close to us. I don't mind. Let's oblige. I mean, whatever. We're adults. Reiji and Nene, they're adults here. And if they know what they want, just do it. Who am I to stop them? After the bell signals the end of the class, the corridor is flooded with people. Although I feel their presence, I don't hear any of them speaking. It seems that even after they're released from their classes, aka prison, the students here continue to obey all the rules. It's suffocating. Still, I've got a job to do. That's right, we need to put pictures and dartboards in our room. I go out into the hallway. I pass by a number of students, but not a single one of them speaks to me. Most give slight bows, but that's as far as they're willing to go. The crowd moves on past completely. The students know something. They must know, like, something's going on. This is even harder than I thought. Is my investigation going to get anywhere like this? Then outside the window, a student in the corner of the schoolyard catches my eye. That's I may have more luck with her. I decide to pay a visit to this girl whose aspect is so different from the other students. Sensing my approach, she shifts her glance to me. That's who I was looking for, Toko. I was wondering when you'd show up. Kuchiki Toko greets me in the same manner as when we first met, that of a young man. What are you up to? Yeah, it is true. She has like a canvas, and it's like, what are you up to with that canvas? Are you surfing on it? Maybe? Toko indicates the canvas on her easel. A number of lines run across it. So you're drawing something. I guess it must be a landscape since she's all the way out here, but I can't see anything that resembles her drawing. Wow, what a weird... Some of these decisions come at like weird times. What are you drawing? Is it a landscape? Let's just say, what are you drawing? Let's just get down to brass tacks here. What are you drawing? Of course I do! Toko lifts up her face to meet my gaze. She's trying to express her inner feelings, but she can't do it because she doesn't know her true self, and we have to find her true self. Because remember, she came to us in the last episode when we met her, and she's like, find my true self, detective. You don't know? Bing. Detective Wilderman 2000. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess it's wishful thinking that she would follow along there. Yeah. Yeah, she's... Why are you thinking we came here just to meet you, huh? Like, haven't you heard of the deaths and missing people? Toko peers up at me, an impish expression on her face, but then again, she's just teasing us, isn't she? Could you keep my real job a secret? Toko, you're weird! Do you have multiple personalities? Toko? For a second there, it didn't make sense, so she's got a friend with the same name. No way around it. Have her rush up as well. Faint smile plays about her mouth. A detective's job goes more smoothly when they've got secrecy, you know. Toko seems the weirdest out of all these people. Maybe, see, this is real thinking now. I'm not just accusing someone, but maybe Toko has like multiple personalities. And, you know, when her other multiple personality comes out, she becomes like the killer. Could be it. Not at all. It's a pretty dirty job. It appears that we've come to an agreement. I can breathe a little easier now. By the way, Kuchiki-san. Why? She cuts me off in mid-sentence. Everyone wants us to use their first name, sure? Okay. You said that before, didn't you? When I met her at Inokashira Park, she said that her name was a perfect fit for her. Like I was saying, I'd like you to keep that a secret. Call me sensei. What? A shout rings out from the direction of the nearby club buildings. I turn and see a girl with disheveled hair running over there. Toko called her name. I see, so she's... Okay, yeah, I think I'm so smart. I'm like, maybe she has multiple personalities. She's the murderer. There actually is someone else called Toko. That's great. And this Toko, oh, that was the one from the beginning. Toko and Toko were holding each other's... Or Toko was holding Toko's face. Toko was holding Toko's face. That's gonna be confusing. The running girl puts her arms around Toko's shoulders as if about to embrace her. What? It's not like he's gonna rape me. Wow, why would she even say that? She glares at me out of the corner of her eye. It's a look full of hostility. Well, damn. See, this Toko, the one on the right, she was very meek, and she submitted to Toko on the left, right? So Toko on the right is very protective, but at the same time very shy. Unexpectedly, she gives a slight bow as if satisfied. When she does, she looks no different from the other students. Her lack of individuality stands out. I guess it's because of my position as an instructor.
坂先生でしたよね。ゆかりさんのお兄さんで探偵の。
I am Toko to Toko 2. Yeah, that's right. But could I have you hide that fact from everyone else?
兄弟だと気づかれちゃダメなんですか?
Well, not the siblings part, but the detective part. No, that's not what I meant.
探偵と気づかれるのがいけないようだよ。なんでも事件の調査中らしいからね。
Yes.
じゃあ、西園さんがいなくなったことを。
Yes! Yeah, that's right. I don't really want to give away the details of my investigation, but I haven't got a choice. I don't want to make the students uneasy. If you keep quiet about this, it'll help me out.
はい、わかりました。
Unexpectedly, Toko obediently nods her head in agreement. But at any rate, you guys have the same name, huh?
いけませんか?
Toko, stop jumping to conclusions that there's no problem with it. It's just wondering, that's all. Speaking in a quiet tone, she once again regards me with hostility, of course.
いけないはずがないさ。同じ名前の親友なんて何か運命的なものを感じないかい?
You know when I said Toko has multiple personalities? Maybe the Toko on the right is just really creepy, right? Maybe she is the killer because she's holding all this hostility and trying to protect Toko on the left, and so she's killing people. And, like, someone talks to Toko on the left, and so, like, you know, she kills them or something. Toko says this, her arms around Toko's shoulder.
私たちは一心同体の存在なんです。
Yeah, good. Your creep factor just went up like 3 times, okay? Tokomoto's quietly echoing Toko's thoughts. This is gonna be confusing. I gotta find out their names, okay? Their actual friggin' names. Mizuhara Toko and Kuchiki Toko. Kuchiki, Mizuhara. Kuchiki, Mizuhara. Kuchiki, Mizuhara. Got it. Kuchiki and Mizuhara. It's already evening. God, remembering names in other languages is so hard. There's still things I'd like to investigate, but it seems like there aren't many students left on campus. It took me the longest time. It took me like 3 years to be able to remember Korean names properly. Like when I first met someone. Oh, hey, my name is Soyeon. That's what someone would say to me. And then when I first met them, like, you know, like a long time ago, I couldn't remember. That's Soyeon? Oh, damn. But, you know, now that I've studied Korean, I can remember. Because, you know, gotta keep in mind, Korean names are all 2 syllables. So there's like Soyeon, Hyun, Mi, Sang, Yong, Sang, Hoon. They're all 2 syllables, and there's a lot of similar sounds that are used with the names, and it's hard to remember them when you have a huge repertoire of names you're supposed to remember. Well, where shall I go? Okay, I have some free time, so let's go somewhere. I'm gonna go to the girls' academy because I want to have some tea with Nene. Nene, you are super cool. I want to have tea with you. I spy Yukari standing by the gate. Okay, guess I'm gonna see Yukari. I suppose she's waiting for a friend or something. Oh, should I call out to her? Oh, I don't think that's a good idea, though, because if she's waiting for a friend... I should call out to her. What's up, Yukari?
Nisa.
Hi. Yukari turns to her. I took a while to think about that, because, you know, I'm thinking I should keep the fact that maybe we're brother and sister on the down low, because if someone finds out that we're a detective, maybe they'll target Yukari, right? Are you waiting for someone? Oh, well, okay, geez. For me, then problem solved. If she's not going to be seen with another person, like us talking to her, another person's not going to see us, then why the heck is she still waiting for me? Good, let's go together. Oh, I get it. So she either wants my wallet or needs me to carry something. Okay. Alright, we're one happy family. Good. Yukari brings us up as we walk down the road, side by side. You know, I guess that's maybe like a jacket she's wearing, but I thought the girls there wore white uniforms, but Yukari's wearing black. But I guess it's just a jacket, or a coat, I should say. It'll be spring soon. Yep, you told me that, Yukari says happily. You really love bugs, don't you? No, there isn't. Yukari regards me curiously. Why do you like them so much? See, this is like social links in Persona, like we're hanging out with someone. We're choosing someone to hang out with. Don't all those legs creep you out? I just can't stomach those slimy, shiny things with their jagged legs. That's not really the point. That kind of is a point, though. They can't really harm you. I carry the rice as we return home. Oh yeah, Yukari, do you normally go home by yourself?
そんなことはありませんよ。普段はつづりこさんと帰っているの。
Suzuriko, who's that? Suzuriko?
親友よ。
She fumbles a bit with her words. I guess since her friends from the academy, she's probably a pretty quiet person. It's been pretty dangerous out with all the murders lately, so try not to walk home by yourself.
ええ、わかっているわ。
Or try not to walk home with the murderer, because the murderer has something to do with the academy. Must. Well then, I've got a few other things I want to check out, so I'll be going.
いってらっしゃい、兄さん。送ってくれてありがとう。
No prob! I leave waving my hand at my bowing sister. Alright, sure, I wanted to go meet Nene, but I guess whatever. Screw. Okay, let's go to the park, because maybe we can meet up with Toko. Toko, the original Toko, not Toko 2. I've come to Inokashira Park. As I wander around the pond, I suddenly see a face I recognize and stop in my tracks. It's Kuchiki Toko. Kuchiki. She's sitting on a bench, scribbling in the sketchbook on her lap with a pencil. I wonder what she's drawing. Her line of sight alternates between her hands and the pond.
ずっと黙って見ているなんて趣味が悪いと思わないかい時坂先生
No, it isn't. I have the feeling that, because there's oops, I just hit my mic. There's a bunch of different endings, depending on which character, like, you decide to try to romance, I guess, is what I've heard. So I'm assuming that Toko is, like, the canon true end one, because, you know, her story is the most mysterious, like, find my true self, and there's a lot of focus on that. So, you know, I'm gonna try to meet with her. That's my plan, anyways. And plus, she's pretty cool. She calls out to me, her eyes never leaving work. You know, I like girls with mystery. Not in real life, but in games I do. I thought it would be rude to interrupt you.
なんだ私を尾行しているわけじゃないのか
I wasn't, Toko. I just went to the park to see the bushes. Of course not. I sneak a peek at Toko's hands while replying.
エッチ
Ecchi? Like, ecchi what? What the heck is that? Is that a shortened English word? Ecchi, what is ecchi? Is that like girl-on-girl action or something? I forget. I think ecchi is girl-on-girl action, but I forget. I don't know these ecchi, whatever, you know, those special genre types of, you know, perverted hentai
白
stuff.
い魔女知らないの
Short story serialized in the newspaper? I think I've heard of something by that name. It started publication last year.
その中で出てくるの変態
See? See, I knew it was something about hentai. Ecchi. Okay. So I'm a pervert.
だって勝手に人の絵を覗き見したじゃないか
Does that make me a pervert? Although some people have called me perverts for doing stuff here, you know? Because there's this teacher at my school named Hien, and her name's Hien, and it sounds really cute. And I go, so whenever I think of your name, it just sounds so cute, you know? Hien, it sounds so cute. She goes, you're a pervert. And I go, why? Because your name's cute? Toko says that, but she's laughing. It looks like I haven't actually killed the mood. What are you drawing?
そう最初から素直に聞いていればいいんだよ
She shows me the sketchbook. There are numerous delicate pencil lines gathered together, forming her subject. A turtle, huh? And there on the bank of the pond is a turtle with its head extended. Seems like it's just awakened from hibernation.
この時期だとね動きが少ないからスケッチするには適しているんだ
She goes back to work while talking. I don't want to interrupt her. I guess I'll leave.
探偵さん
What's up?
本当の私見つかったかな
I don't know. I'm trying my best to find the real you. Maybe if I take a look inside that coat of yours. Gotta stop doing that. I'd almost forgotten her request. Well, it's currently under investigation.
本当に
Of course.
嘘だ
I'm not lying. I've been thinking about it. I haven't, like, investigated it, but what makes you say that?
だって探偵さん私に何も聞きやしないもん
That is true. Why haven't you asked her any questions? Toko peers up my face.
私を探すためには私を調べないとダメではないかな何でもいいから質問してみて
Good, now we're gonna have to choose something, right? Guess you're right. Do you like drawing? What? Yeah, do you like drawing? She's drawing all the time. Of course she is. What do you feel when you draw? What kind of feelings do you put into your art when you draw?
えそうね考えたこともなかったわ
But to understand a person, you gotta understand their feelings, so for a second Toko's usual composure slips, but she immediately taps her finger on her chin and starts pondering.
そうだね強いて言うとすれば自由
See, there's all this stuff, the girl in the shell or the girl from the shell. I mean, freedom is a big theme, you know, escaping from the shell that you're in. I thought she might be the girl in the shell, but maybe not. Having said that, she laughs as if
あ
embarrassed.
と絵を描いているときは無心になれるから好きなんだ何も考えずにね
Okay, so she uses it as a meditation. Free your mind, huh? I guess she feels free when she's concentrating on her art. If that's the case, then I really shouldn't be bothering her. See you later. Hope it turns out.
もう行くの？
Yeah, that's quick. There's still other things I've got to investigate.
そう、忙しいんだね。
I am, but I'll try to find your true self. I mean, I'll ask more questions. One is good enough for today. Well, that's how it is.
じゃあまた今度学校でお仕事頑張って。
No problem, thanks. After eating dinner, I relaxed on the sofa in the living room.
初めての学院はいかがでしたか？
It was okay. The task of cleaning up complete. Yukari comes out of the kitchen. It was good, but I'm pretty sure we already talked about this when we were walking home together. I guess everybody's pretty quiet. I give her my honest impression.
そうですね。別段騒ぎ立てるような方はいませんね。
Yeah, there's not people that don't cause anything. Although the students do have emotions, like we saw from the Tokos as they were interacting with each other. I mean, that was filled with emotion, that conversation. Is that because the school rules are so strict?
私は特にそうは思いませんけれど。中にはそう感じている方もいる。
Well, Yukari, you're a pretty laid-back person, okay, so... Yukari cut off her words midway. What's wrong?
これは学院の教師としての質問ですか？
Well, kind of as a detective, too. Now I'm asking this as a detective conducting an investigation.
妹の底を案じている兄としてではなく？
Yukari, I know what you're trying to do, okay? Have I ever been worried about you before now?
信頼されているのですね。
Yes. You are the most trustworthy person in this game, Yukari. Yukari laughs as she replies.
友人が校則を破っていることを知りつつも黙っている悪い人ですよ。
Wow, okay, so she keeps quiet, so she keeps secrets then too. Is that how it is?
内緒です。
I wouldn't be surprised if she's hiding a few things, but just don't do anything dangerous.
心配せずとも大丈夫ですよ。
Holy crap, she's got a mysterious side. I wouldn't have put a finger on her having a mysterious side. Yukari agrees, a tender smile on her face. Oh, that's right. Do you know a student named Kuchiki Toko?
ええ、もちろん同じ部活ですから。
That's cool. Give us some information. Yukari replies promptly and questioningly tilting her head.
朽木さんがどうかしましたか？
Nah, it's nothing. So you're in the art club too, huh? I'm more surprised than anything.
ええ、知らなかったんですか？
I always thought for sure that you'd be in an entomology club or something.
どんな活動をするんですか？
Well, that's discover or study biology together. Yukari sighs in a disgusted manner. All right. Forget I brought it up. So what kind of girl is she?
朽木さんですか？そうですね。悪い方ではありませんよ。
Did she say any weird stuff about finding her true self? Well, of course, but she is kind of a strange one.
他
Yes.
の方とは全く違う印象を受けますよね。どこか達観しているというか、嫌われているわけではありませんけれど。
Yeah, she is. She draws because she has a feeling of freedom. That's pretty philosophical. What about Mizuhara Toko? What's she like?
水原さんですか？確かに朽木さんとよく一緒にいるのを見かけますが。
Do you think that she is possessive? Is Mizuhara possessive enough to go and kill someone, perhaps? Yukari looks at me with suspicion.
兄さんが調べている件に何か関わりが？
Yes. Nah, that's just a question as a newly hired instructor. Oh, never mind.
まあ、都合のいいことばかり言うんですね。
Yeah, kinda are, actually. Yukari giggles as she says this. Why not? Of course. Kara no Shoujo. What, are we on the next day then? Okay, we're going to a whole different scene. Holy shit. The girl sleeps. She sleeps atop a desk covered with a white sheet in an imitation of a bed. A desk covered with a white sheet. Okay. Her slender naked body is full of soft curves. I loosely raise up her dangling right leg. This is excellent. Perfect. I cannot damage it. I take out a pitch black cloth from a bag and carefully wrap her right leg in it. A mole on her calf arouses concern. I guess I should dig it out, but no, that would damage it. I've got no choice. I guess I'll give up. The length and fleshiness were just right, but a blemish like this cannot possibly be allowed. Okay, because someone's taking these body parts and using them for something, you know? I peel off the cloth. How about her left leg? But I just can't stand the shape of the toenail on her big toe. If that's the case, then let's check her right arm. There's not much muscle, but the flesh is soft. And above all else, I like the length of her fingers. Let's do this one. I wrap it gently with a black cloth. She does not wake up. Well, of course, that's because I shot her up full of morphine. I gave her a near-lethal dose, but that's hardly an issue here. Well, then let's get started, shall we? So this is from the eyes of the killer. Well, obviously, I didn't even really have to say that, but I'm just saying. After aiming the blade of a blunt hatchet to the tip of her shoulder, I raise it. So she's not dead yet, she's just drugged up. And you're just gonna cut off her arm! The girl's body gives a little jolt, and blood spurts forth. I catch her severed right arm before it falls to the ground. Her twitching and convulsing almost resembles a big fish after it's been caught. That's gross. Even though she shouldn't sense anything or even be conscious, her body keeps twitching. I gently set her right arm on another desk and pick up a book. This is the hard part. I affix her moving torso to the top of the desk and grab her head using both my hands. Then, with great force, I twist her head. Oh, that's a vajayjay! Oh my god, but it's like a vajayjay! It's a vajayjay, but the head's twisted and her arm's missing. Ah! That's creepy! I don't want to see that! I don't want to see that! Oh my god. Okay, let's get on with this. It's nothing like wringing out a damp cloth. One sec! By the hair, I gotta find out who this is. What? No? What? Why can't I go to my notebook? God damn it. I can't access my notebook. I want to access my notebook because I want to remember, like, this girl's hairstyle and compare it to which one's being killed. Oh, god damn it. Or maybe this is a new murder. This has got to be a new murder. It's nothing like wringing out a damp cloth. Her cervical vertebrae make a dull noise as they escape against one another. As they scrape against one another. And air and dark red blood come flowing out from her smashed throat. Why was that really hard to read? I don't know why. Ew. I make her face backward, then weigh her down behind the ears to fix it in place. She's already stopped breathing. That's fine with me. There's still more work to be done. I pick up a carving knife and go around to her lower body. I must cut out this impure part. Ew, the sound effects. I stick the blade in below her navel and cut out her abdomen. A bubble of blood pops noisily as it's broken. I'm already used to extracting the womb. It's only my second time, but I quickly understand where I need to go. So if this is the second time, this must be a new corpse, because the first time was with one of the other missing people that happened before. And then I casually toss aside the removed uterus and push a black egg into its place. This black egg is proof of your impurity. In my silent rage, I crush the egg. I sew up the wound, closing her abdomen. All that's left is to leave her somewhere. And as I look upon her face, I realize something. I must make her cry tears of blood. A quick scan of the area reveals something perfect. It's the awl I sharpened earlier. If I stick this into her eyeball, she'll definitely weep crimson tears. If there's not enough blood, it looks like if I made a wound in her back. That'll do. I lift the eyelid of this silent husk of a girl with my finger, then drive the awl in. Ew! I wonder who the killer is. Who's the killer? It's got to be a new death. Like, this happened, like, at nighttime during this date. It's showing us... Then the game never, like, shows past events. Well, so far it hasn't. It just shows what's happening. Like, when I thought those two girls were, Toko and Toko were together, I thought that was, like, in the past and they had something to do with the murder. But that wasn't. That was, like, that same night. So this is happening, like, now. For a long time, I stare up at the stains in the ceiling. For whatever reason, I've got insomnia tonight. I've been wide awake all night. This isn't good. It doesn't look like I'm going to fall asleep. I get up from the futon and put a cigarette in my mouth. It's not even midnight yet. That's pretty early anyways. I go to the living room without lighting my cigarette. Looks like Yukari's already asleep. I guess I'll go for a walk or something. I like the music in this game, it's great. The air outside is cool but not particularly cold. So where should I go? At this hour my options are rather limited. Probably no farther than Kichijoji. Should I go to the park, stay at home and read? Moon World? Well, you know, I kind of want to go to Moon World, but at the same time, I think if we go to the park, maybe we'll be able to see something regarding this murder that just happened. Let's go to the park. I'll go to Moon World, next option I have. I cross the Chuo line, now out of service, and come to Inoshikara Park. As you'd expect at this hour, there aren't any people around. Due to the mist, I can't clearly see the opposite shore. I walk along the footpath that surrounds the pond. The going is difficult in this darkness. Well, even if I slip up, I don't think I'll fall into the pond. After walking for a while, I notice something moving in front of me. For a second, I think it's a ghost, but it's the wrong season for them. It'd be strange if it was a snow woman, too. However, the vague shape that rose out of the mist was indeed that of a human. I wonder, is it the ghost of the girl who was killed and had 4 of her limbs discovered here? Well, if that's the case, it's a lucky break for me. If I play my cards right, I could learn her identity and that of her killer. Exactly, you know, I think... Damn it, what kind of stupid shit am I thinking of? Because I think the killer left a body here, and so, you know, maybe he would leave the or he or she would leave the body here again. I continued onward, pushing my way through the heavy mist. The vague figure gradually comes into sharper focus. So the true identity of the ghost is...
会うなり人を幽霊だなんて随分と失礼だとは思わないかい?
How'd you know? Did I say it out loud? I didn't think I did. Kuchigi Toko stares at me, a disappointed expression on her face. What are you doing at this hour?
時坂先生こそこんなところで何をしているのかな?
Yeah, Toko retorts, laughing lightly. For some reason, she gives off a different impression now from when I see her under the sun. She's bewitching and beautiful. More than a mere girl, she's a woman. She's a woman. It's dangerous to take walks at this hour.
心配してくれるの? ありがとう時坂先生。でも慣れているから問題ないよ。家もすぐ近くだからね。
Should I be suspicious of Toko now because she's out and about now? That's not really what I was referring to. Then again, nothing I say to her will have much effect.
夜の公園は怖いよ。特に水のあるところは余計にね。
That's true, I guess. The mist gradually disperses. The surface of Inokashira Pond spreads out before us, black like a hole dug into the earth.
こうして見ていると吸い込まれてしまいそうな、落ちてしまいそうな気分になるんだ。
Take a look at what? Toko shifts her gaze overhead.
先生、
The moon. The moon peers out from between the clouds.
水面に映る月は美しいよ。揺らめきながら光を跳ね返している。
Mm-hmm.
太陽から受け継いだ光は消えないんだ。
Yes, it sure doesn't. Toko points to the reflection of the moon in the center of the pond.
太陽の日差しは強すぎるから、月はそれを優しく和らげてくれるんだ。
Good guy, moon. The moon's a good guy. And then Toko turns away from me.
だから私は夜が好きなんだ。
And that's why you kill people in the middle of the night, don't you, Toko? She smiles bewitchingly. No matter how lovely the night is, I don't approve you wandering around on your own. I imagine her parents are worried as well.
それは教師としての言葉かい?
It's a person who's worried about your well-being. Can't a man be concerned for his client? Before she can say anything, I gently grab her arm.
襲うつもりかい?
What the fuck? No, I'm worried about you. I want to take you home. I don't want to take you like that. Don't be stupid. I'm just escorting you back to your house. I reply seriously to Toko's jest and release her. It's close by, right? If that's the case, then.
心配には及ばないよ、探偵さん。家に男性を連れて帰っては余計に驚かせるだけだからね。
But I want to see your home. I want to see if your home's really a home and it's not an underground dungeon lair full of death. After saying that, Toko turns on her heel.
おやすみなさい。また明日、時坂先生。
Hey. Her back slowly recedes into the distance. I can't chase after her. Be careful, Toko. Maybe it's just my imagination, but when I call out, it looks like Toko's faint silhouette raises a hand and waves back. She's a playful one, isn't she? Song 3, The Masked Dancer. Alright, so I guess we saw another murder. So the game, there's not going to be like different murders. There's just going to be like a murder, and then we find out a little bit more about the case, right? And then there's another murder, and we find a little bit more about the case. And I guess with some game overs along the way, like if we die too or something. Yukari comes in the living room dressed in her school uniform.
今日は学院へ来るのですか?
Of course I'm gonna come. Yeah, I've got a lecture scheduled. I'm supposed to be an instructor, so I've got to hold a lecture.
でしたら一緒に行きましょうか.
Sure. Sure. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go to the school with Yukari and observe the other students. I'll go get changed, so just a minute.
ええ、わかりました.
Yukari and I walked together to Oba Girls Academy with plenty of time to get there. This area was pretty much demolished during the war, but it looks like it's really making a comeback. Yeah, it looks decent.
飛行機工場があったところですね.
That's right. Do you remember me taking you to the baseball field there?
それほど昔のことではないから覚えていますよ.
I'm at Yukari's leisurely pace. The academy's gate has just come into view when it happens.
おはよう、
Yukarin! Where have I heard that before? Yukarin, that's from Steins Gate. Yukarin! Isn't that what they say? Yukarin! I think that is. I think they say Yukarin in that. Oh, what was her name? I can't believe I forget her name. A cheerful voice from behind us, completely at odds with the surroundings, shatters the tranquility of the morning. It's the girl that says, toot-doo-doo, Mayu des! Mayu, that's it. It's gotta be Mayu? Mayuri? No, Mayuri does. Mayuri? Oh my god, I can't believe I forget. I love Steins Gate, but I forget. Shatters the tranquility of the morning. That's Suzuriko. I'm not that old. If I'm like in my 20s, like late 20s, I'm not that old. Who are you calling old? Well, I suppose I have to admit that I'm approaching that age. Then again, I myself am also getting to that age where, like, I'm getting to the point where, you know, people in their early 20s or, like, late teens will look at me and be like, whoa, he's much older than I am, right? Yep. I'm getting there. Well, I'm kinda new. Is she really a student of Oba Girls Academy? She gives off a completely different impression than the other students. She does, but I'm glad that she's friends with Yukari. It seems like someone you can trust, right? See, someone who's completely open like that is usually someone who doesn't have many secrets. What the heck is with this girl? Hey Yukari, does Oba Academy really admit girls like this? She grabs Yukari's arm and waves it around forcefully. I guess all the stuff Yukari said about their friendship is true. Wow, that's pretty badass. Seriously? Suzuriko swells up with pride. That's a violation of school rules. I may just be a part-timer, but as an instructor, I cannot let this slide. That's awesome. We're in a position of power in this school. I'm glad I can say stuff like that. Suzuriko latches onto my arm, protesting loudly. See? Someone like her, she can't keep a secret, which is why I can trust her with Yukari. I trust you, Suzuriko. I trust you. Alright, I get it. Calm down. I won't tell anybody. She's certainly an odd one. So what kind of stories do you write, Tojiko? Yeah, what? Well, Suzuriko is hard to say. Okay, Suzuriko isn't that hard. I mean, come on, if I can say it and you're Japanese, Eiji, you can say it. Oh, so you were born in Hakata, Tojiko? Yukari chides, her common expression never slipping. But I'm having fun, whatever. Talking to Tsuzuhiro or Tojiko is fun. Well, how often do you find someone this easy to tease? Yukari, you are the best moderator slash sister slash mom in the whole world. I call her mom because she's like kind of like a motherly figure in this situation anyways. And you know, the fact that she takes care of me, Leiji. Our banter continues, however, as we approach the gate, the rowdy Tojiko suddenly falls silent. As I expected, she becomes mellower inside the academy. The other students are also quiet. Hey, Orihime. Orihime is greeting a single-file line of students. Orihime, get down to business, girl. Morning, Tsukishima-san. Is this one of your student council duties? The morning welcome is part of a healthy lifestyle. Yeah, sure it is. I'm sure a lot of the people that are welcomed by you feel much better that they've been welcomed by you. It's like, hey, how's it going? Get to class. Yeah, I'm sure they feel better. Orihime-sama? Wow, that's what you call someone who's really respected. Tojiko greets her in a completely unexpected tone of voice. What's the matter, Tojiko? I'm not sure I heard that correct. Ah! She stomps on my foot with all her strength. While trampling on my foot, Tojiko forces her way in front of Orihime. Oh, I feel bad. We just got Tojiko into trouble. Tsuzuriko. Yukari tugs on my sleeve, pulling me some distance away from the other two students. Suzuriko. I've been saying it. Suzuriko. Suzuriko. Oh, that's okay. I've been saying it right, I think. Ouch, she almost broke my foot.
仕方ありませんよ。鈴彦は普段真面目な学生で通っていますから。
Really? I don't believe it. Maybe she just fell in love with me at first sight. Nevertheless, there was something else off about the whole act. It was almost like something out of a girl's novel. The friend you mentioned last night who likes to break the rules wouldn't happen to be Tojiko.
内緒ですよ。
It is Tojiko. She breaks the rules all the time. Alright, I get it. So she does have some secrets. Given that I'm only going to be here a short while, I'd rather not cause unnecessary trouble. Least of all over something completely unrelated to the case. Yosumiya Tojiko, eh? That'll be a hard name to forget. Now, today's the day I'm scheduled to lecture the students. By the looks of things, it doesn't matter what I teach so long as it falls within the realm of world history. I guess I'll talk about the 100 Years' War or something. There's a bunch of famous historical characters like Jeanne d'Arc. Bell rings to announce the end of the class. I guess I'll get going. I'm lecturing the second floor Fuji class. Their room is on the second floor, so I decided to take my time getting there. The case I'm investigating involves first-year students, so I'm sure... Okay, so the victims were both first-year students. I'm sure none of the second-year students in Yukari's class have anything to do with it. Well, you never know. I mean, the school doesn't look so super big anyways. I entered the classroom as the warning bell rings. The interior of the classroom is so dreary that you'd never guess it was break time. A few students glance over at me, but only for a moment. Well, there are a few exceptions. Her class. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Yukari's sitting next to her. My name is Tokisaka, and as of yesterday, I'm serving as temporary instructor here. Nice to meet you all. After introducing myself at the podium, nobody reacts. At the very least, the name Tokisaka should have caused a few glances in Yukari's direction. These white uniformed students seem a little out of it. I wonder, maybe there's like something in their food. They're being drugged or something to just accept what's happening. I don't know. In today's special lecture, I'd like to talk to you all about the war that occurred between England and France, the so-called 100 Years' War. I start talking, but as I had expected, nobody reacts in the slightest. Looks like Yukari's taking notes on the content of my lecture. Tojiko's also writing something, but it clearly has nothing to do with what I'm discussing. Her pencil's moving way too fast. Well, Yukari did tell me she writes novels. That might be what she's working on right now. Jeanne d'Arc, I'm probably saying that completely wrong. Jeanne d'Arc appeared during the latter stages of the war. A nobleman named Gilles de Rais fought together with her, but Yosumiya-san, my French sucks. Tojiko's head snaps up. It is said that the main character in a fairy tale is modeled after him, which... What? What in the world is that? Yeah. Why do you only know stuff like that? At any rate, let it be known that the answer is Bluebeard. I didn't know that. That's Redbeard. Why the heck does she know something like that? She knows a lot about murder and death and destruction. I wonder... See, there's like little things about each of the students that kind of hints at there being a secret with them. Something to do with murder, you know, like she knows a lot about mystery and killing and stuff like that, and figures in the past. So it's like, you know, there's little hints at that of each of the people having suspicion, I guess. After looking over at the students, a few of them seem to have noticed our exchange. Only Yukari wears a look of shock. As I pull myself together and continue the lecture, a student sitting next to the window catches my eye. It's Kuchiki Toko. So she's in the same class as Yukari, is she? Though she isn't taking any notes, she's staring at me in intense concentration. Well, this complicates things. In the end, I lecture right up until the bell without a single reaction from the other students. Phew. Once my lecture is finished, I step into the hall and let out a slow breath. How do I put it? I'm mentally drained. It's not stress over their silence. It's like talking into a vacuum. I didn't think that the utter lack of response would be this painful. It is painful when there's no response. Like, well, I teach English, and so, like, I need a response. If the students aren't talking in English, there's no learning going on, right? So, you know, I need to, like, force situations and activities and games and stuff to get them all talking together in English. So I can only imagine, like, teaching history when you want to get some sort of interest level from the students, like, and reaction from them, but, you know, they just have absolutely no interest. Like, that'd be really hard. I have situations where the students are, like, pretty much forced into using English amongst themselves. I wouldn't, like, make a student stand up in the middle of class and be like, hey, speak English, or you're punished, right? That's horrible. What a way to put someone on the spot, right? I can already see that getting information out of these girls will be an exercise in frustration.
Tokisaka sensei.
Who are you? A youngish teacher hails me. Ah, thanks. After bowing to him, I realize that I don't know his name.
2年富士組の担任をしています。草加達彦です。
The homeroom teacher. Are these students in high school, the academy? I thought it was like a university. Because, you know, a homeroom teacher, I don't think that universities have homeroom teachers. Maybe they do. I see. Thanks for looking after my little sister. This must be a high school then. This is a high school. Oh my god, it's a high school.
やはり時坂さんのお兄さんでしたか。こちらこそよろしくお願いします。立ち話もなんですから、場所を変えましょうか。
It's got to be a high school because there's only first, second, and third year students. And that's high school style, right? University, there'd be a fourth year. Without waiting for a reply, Kusaka sets off. I guess I'd better follow him. I'd like to get a teacher's perspective on the goings-ons here. We sit on the sofa used for reception located at the side of the faculty room.
学生たちの様子には驚かれたでしょう。
A little bit. I'll say they're pretty quiet. Thankfully, there aren't many teachers actively paying attention to us at the moment. In spite of that, I'm keeping my voice low. This is not something I can talk about loud.
気持ちはお察ししますよ。最初は僕もそうでしたから。なんというか、反応が薄いんですよね。
Definitely, Kusaka. It was a little bit awkward. Isn't that a good thing if they want to move the lecture along?
そうでもありませんよ。話を聞いているのか、理解しているのか全くわかりませんからね。
Yeah, it is weird. Kusaka sighs deeply. It looks like he has a hard time with it too.
臨時講師とはいえ、大変だと思いますよ。ここの学院で働くのは。
But Kusaka, can you tell me why they're like that, please? Is it really that bad?
女学校ですから、いろいろとあるんですよ。
Kusaka smiles warily. Well, I'm only here for a short while. I'll deal with it somehow.
そうですね。頑張ってください。ああ、それと一つだけ忠告。
What? What would that be?
この学院では学生との必要以上の接触が禁じられていますから気をつけてください。
Yeah, but why? Why? I mean, why? I'm a detective here. But I gotta keep it a secret. Kusaka has no idea.
若い教師というだけで理事や保護者会から警戒されて
Oh,
しまう。
I see. So we can't put our pen 15. I got it. Thanks for the heads up. Cool people write pen 15 on their arms, by the way. All in capital letters, by the way. Seriously. Good grief. I guess it's understandable that the academy would shelter its girls, but I really don't think that such a policy of isolation can result in anything good. I agree. This is why everything's so dreary. There's no relationship building. I have lunch with Kusaka and leave the faculty room. I steer clear of any sensitive topics during our conversation, so I didn't get any useful information. One thing is certain, there's something up with the atmosphere here. Definitely. Prevailing attitude here seems to prevent the students from talking about much of anything, in my case. Because, you know, Toko keeps on saying something, she keeps on mentioning, like, rape. So I'm wondering if, like, one of the teachers is involved in, like, a rape ring, like, prostituting off the students or something. I don't know. Even though two of their classmates have gone missing, if they're concerned enough to search for them, you'd think they'd be making a bigger deal out of it. It'd be nice if I could drop this undercover investigator business. Well, it puts food on my table, so I've got no right to complain. A crowd is forming in the corner of the hallway. That's unusual. At the center of the throng is Tsukishima Orihime. I can't begin to guess what they're saying, but every last one of the girls is giving her starry-eyed looks. They don't just love her, they worship... Wow, they call her Sama, right? Orihime-sama. That's like putting something up on a pedestal, right? I suddenly realize that Tojiko has come up beside me. Oh, it's you, Tojiko. Why? She kicks me in the shin. Now look here. I was just thinking she's pretty popular. That's an interesting tone of voice to take. Nope. Here I thought you were smitten with her too, but I guess I must have been imagining things. Given how she acted this morning, I can't see it any other way. So she's just acting like she's smitten by her, but she's really not. Okay, that's interesting. It's an important little tidbit of info. However, right now she seems serious enough. She sounded cold, emotionless. Yeah. Out of consideration, she keeps her voice low to avoid blowing my cover in front of everyone. She's really smart. She's really intelligent. Like, she looks like, she's just loud and boisterous. But inside, well then again, Yukari did say that. She said, like, inside she's, like, really smart. Looks like you've got your reasons. Forcing a grin, Tojiko deftly weaves her way into the circle of people surrounding her. So she's, like, investigating Orihime then. She must be. I mean, she loves mystery novels. She's, like, investigating her. That's cool. Excuse me. During the break, I pay a visit to the infirmary. I'd hope to ask Nurse Akazaki some questions, but it looks like nobody's around. Oops, someone's sleeping over there. There's a curtain drawn around the bed. Anybody who sleeps in a nurse's office is likely not feeling well, so I shouldn't disturb them by hanging around. But as I make for the door, I hear a familiar voice.
時坂先生
Toko, what are you doing passed out here? Toko?
やっぱり時坂先生だ
The curtains are open from within. Stretched out on the bed is Toko, a smile on her face. Did I wake you up?
最初から眠ってなどいないさ退屈だったから少し付き合ってくれないかな
What are you doing here, Toko? Are you sick? It's because you were out all night last night, that's why. Toko sits up. So what's wrong?
病息災というわけではないけれど取り立てで病弱というわけではないと思うよ
Because you stayed out all
今
last
日はた
night.
だ気分が優れなかっただけさ
Were you busy cutting people up by any chance? Get some more rest. She was in the process of standing up, but stops upon hearing my
優
advice.
しいんだねそれともここで私を襲うつもりかな
Stop with the rape jokes, okay? Seriously, this is... If you were making YouTube videos, Toko, you would be in big trouble. Don't even joke about that. I sit down on a nearby chair and face her. I get the feeling that her face has grown thinner. Her skin was pale to begin with, but it gives the undeniable impression that she's not of sound
今日
health.
の授業なかなか面白かったよ
Was it? Well, you were intently listening to me. Surprised by Toko's words, I take a long, hard look at her
ここ
face.
では授業といえば思想の押し付けや受験のための詰め込みばかりだからね他の人は関係ないと聞き流していたようだけれど
Oh, well, that's
私には
cool.
楽しかった
That gives me motivation, you know, hearing that from a student is like it's a teacher's dream to hear that from a student. So you really were listening. Like, in my after-school class, I can do a lot more fun activities because there's a smaller group of students, and then at the end of class, when students tell me, like, Eric, today's activity was so much fun, I'm like, yeah, it was, I feel so good. But then, like, in normal classes, I still can make fun activities, but it's harder when there's 30 students.
当然じゃないか授業の経験がない探偵さんがどんな楽しいヘマをしでかすか固唾を飲んで見守っていたんだよ
You need a better hobby. So that's why she was watching me.
冗談だよ
She laughs at my response.
あら時坂先生じゃありませんか
One sec, did I read something wrong there? I was on the edge of my seat holding my breath waiting to see what kind of blunders this inexperienced detective would make. Oh, okay. Sorry, I just went back to the dialogue. I thought I missed something important I was thinking about, but I didn't. I didn't miss anything. Oh, hey, Nene. Nene. And it's funny because ne means yes. Ne is like saying hi. Ne in Korean is like hi in Japanese. Hi, hi. So Nene, ne, 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 ne. I hear that like all the time. You're ne, ne, ne. Pardon the intrusion.
ええそれは構わないのですが
Yeah, Nene's like, what are you doing talking to the students as she's lying in bed, you friggin' perv? Nene looks over in Toko's direction.
赤崎先生私はもう大丈夫ですのでこれで失礼します
Toko stands up, adjusts her uniform, and passes by me. Are you feeling better?
ええもちろんそれではごゆっくり時坂先生
Oh, whoa, Toko. Don't talk to me like that. Putting emphasis on my title, Toko leaves the infirmary. What's with her?
朽木さんですかあまりよくは知りませんけれど時々ここで休んでいますね
Why? Why can't... I'm looking right at her boobs. Like, I'm not even reading what's happening. I gotta stop doing that. I see. She puts on a show of being strong, but I guess she really does have some health
あの
issues.
年頃だと生理不順などで体調も崩しやすいですからね
That explains it. That sounds plausible enough. Even though I live with Yukari, who's the same age, I don't really understand that sort of thing.
ところで先生はなぜここへいらしたんですか
Ah, right. There's something I wanted to ask you. My job takes precedence here. It's about the two girls who went missing. Are there any students I can question regarding them?
石園さんと今村さんでしたら確か1年生の佐藤歩さんと仲が良かったと記憶しているわ
That's really important information you could have just told me when I first met you. Like, oh, by the way, the two girls that went missing, here's, like, her friends. That would have been important. Nice. Sato-san, eh? I'll have to pay her a visit later. Okay, let's take a look at this Sato-san. What does she look like? No image. Okay, there's no image yet. I wonder if Sato-san is the one that was killed. The one that had her neck twisted around.
あと西園さんは美術部だからあなたの妹さんに聞くのもいいと思うわよ
Ooh, that would have been important to know too. Ah, I see. So Yukari's involved in this too. Thank you very much.
いえいえ私にはこのくらいしかできませんから
Something's going on with Tojiko. Tojiko, did I say that right? I gotta remember these names. Yeah, Tsuzuriko, Tojiko, yeah, Tsuzuriko or Tojiko. See, because the sister is keeping something a secret about Tojiko, and the sister's in the art club, and there's like some connections that are going on. But Orihime is being investigated by Tojiko. Detective Eric on the case. Nene smiles as she sees me to the door. I give another lecture in the afternoon, but the audience's response is exactly the same. They silently take in my words without a word of extraneous chatter. It's a third-year class, so perhaps they just tune out useless material. I'm uneasy about what lies ahead, not as a teacher, but as a detective. For now, I guess I'll try to make some headway in my investigation. Starting with Sato Ayumu. Sorry. I read it as Ayumi, because I love Ayumi Hamasaki. She's the best. That friend of Nishizono and Imamura. If I'm going to look for her, now is as good a time as any. The first-year classrooms are on the first floor, right? Just as I'm about to go down the stairs, a voice calls out behind me.
Sensei.
Hi. I turn around and tilt my head, thinking. I get the feeling that I met her somewhere. Yeah, it's Toko, of course. Come on, you're a detective. What do you mean you get the feeling you met her somewhere before? You gotta remember this shit, okay? Oh yes, you're Kuchiki-san's friend. Now remember, this girl's in the same class. She keeps a low profile, but I don't get the same impression from her as from the other students. Is something wrong?
Sensei.
Mizuhara lifts her face, meeting my gaze. Her intense eyes are slightly moist. Why were you crying? A fragile voice escapes her lips. You can't have her all to yourself, okay? She hired me to find her true self, alright? Huh? Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to that shit. She turns on her heel and leaves before I can even ask a question. What on earth was that all about? Of course my question meets only silence in the empty hall. It's weird. My final lecture of the day has come to an end. I've got to get going with the real investigative work. First off, since I didn't go earlier, I better ask that first-year student Sato some questions. There's just one problem. I have no idea what she looks like. I guess I could ask some students around there, but it'll draw unwelcome attention. A part-time instructor searching for a single student will only arouse suspicion. What to do? Well... ambush her at the entrance? No. That won't work. Asking every student. Pretend I'm returning something she dropped. Or ask Yukari. Ask Yukari, of course. That's the obvious one. I think it's best to ask Yukari in this situation. She'll understand what I'm trying to do. Yeah. I find her in front of the classroom and call her over. Hey, Yukari. She's carrying her bag. Evidently she was about to go home. I've got something I'd like you to do. Is that okay? Do you know a first-year student named Sato Ayumu? Yeah, so tell me about her. Yukari's speaking softly. I guess she's taking our surroundings into consideration. I want to ask her some questions, so would you be willing to call her over for me? Well, good. Now I just go to the kendo club. Really? I can do that. If that's the case, then I've got a bit of time left. Now then, I've tracked down Sato Ayumu's location. I don't know what she looks like, but there's probably no need to go over to the kendo hall. I could have asked. I need to keep a low profile, especially at this school. There would be no end to the rumors of people knew a part-time instructor was meeting privately with a first-year student. But then again, is all this really necessary? We could just meet in the open, or I can't live under these conditions. Quit teasing me. Why do you think that, Yukari? Unbeknownst to me, Yukari entered the prep room and heard me muttering to myself. You're mistaken. Well, what's up? What? We can't talk about it here? Everybody? I followed Yukari out of the room. Where's the art room? Okay. Yukari walks in front, taking the lead. Can you at least tell me what this is about? What? I hope not. What? There are two people waiting for us in the art room. Kuchiki Toko and Mizuhara Toko. The two Tokos are seated next to one another. So what did you three want with me? Okay. Wednesday, that's a weekday.
そこで時坂先生に頼みがあるんだ。本来ならば顧問の先生が引率するのだけど。
So I gotta take you guys. That's great. That'll help the investigation. So I have to accompany you guys?
兄さんはおそらく暇でしょうからちょうどいいはずですよ。
Are you sure about that? I'm at a loss for words. And if I say it's too much trouble and I don't want to?
認めません。
Why? What? Your smile's pretty scary, Yukari.
まあいいじゃないか。時坂先生も暇なんだろ。
It's not exactly a day off. Damn it. I can't bring myself to say no to a request.
別に先生がいなくてもいいじゃないですか。
Yeah, well, Toko, you don't, Toko on the right, you don't want me there. I know. Mizuhara, you don't want me there.
どうこそういうわけにもいかないんだよ。でも
頼りない兄ですけれど保護者としては使えますから。
Of course. Yeah, Toko, stop complaining. I'd appreciate a little respect here. Mizuhara still looks disgruntled. It looks like she hates me. By the way, what's going on at the art museum?
間宮心臓という画家の個展が開かれているんですよ。
Mamiya Shinzo. Sounds creepy. Could be the killer.
世界でも高く評価されている芸術家ですよ。
Oh, really? I've never heard of him.
絵画に限らず彫刻などでも多くの作品を発表されています。カトリック信者であったらしく宗教画に近いものが多いのですけれどね。
Okay.
だから勉強を兼ねて見に行くのさ。それでは先生よろしく頼むよ。
Toko stands up and grabs her bag and sketchbook. Leaving already?
いや絵の続きを描きたいんだ。それじゃ。
Toko leaves the art room.
待ってどこ。
Yeah, that's right. Toko doesn't even give a shit about you, Toko. Actually, she does, but, you know, I'm just angry at your disapproval of me, okay? Mizuhara also gets up and leaves. Was it just my imagination, or did she glare at me at the last second? Of course she
兄さん
did.
も帰りますか？
Nope, I've still got something I need to do. The kendo club should be done soon.
そうですか。ではまた後ほど。
Yep, I gotta go to the kendo club. But how are we gonna meet her inconspicuously? I exit the art room and head for the main building. I'm just in time. There are several students on their way inside, all carrying kendo gear. Is there a Sato Ayumu-san here? Students turn around upon hearing my voice. From within the group, a single girl steps forward.
私ですか？何か？
Holy shit, she seems like a badass. I gotta be careful. So Ayumu is not dead. She's not dead. Okay. She looks at my face with undisguised suspicion. She seems kind of quiet, but she's got a piercing gaze unlike the other students. Her guard is up, a product of her kendo training, maybe. I have something I'd like to discuss with you. Is that okay?
話？
Ayumu cocks her head at me uncertainly. Yeah, we can't really talk about it out here, so I'd like to move somewhere else. Is that fine with you?
ここではダメなのですか？
No, we can't. Nuts. She's not going to give me a break here. Where's the best place to hold this conversation? Oh, jeez. The history prep room, that's a little suspicious. The faculty room, that's suspicious. Let's go to the infirmary, because I have a feeling that the nurse is going to understand our plight, and we can use that as an excuse if someone, bumps into us. Why don't we go to the infirmary? Nurse Akazaki will probably be there.
職員室ではいけないのですか？
Well, you want to go to the faculty room? Why? Ayumu doesn't like the suggestion. We'll still be in public in the faculty room, but I guess it won't be a problem if we talk quietly in the corner reception area. It makes sense that she'd want to avoid being alone with a guy who suddenly started talking to her. Alright then, let's go to the faculty room.
はい。
I guess that constitutes agreement. I start moving toward our destination. Fine. You don't want to listen to my suggestion. I thought it'd be cool to have the nurse there too. We've come to the faculty room.
おや時坂先生どうかされましたか？
Seiki is on his way out when we arrive. I'm going to ask her some questions regarding the missing students. There aren't any other faculty members around. I drop the pretenses with Seiki so that they both realize what we're here to discuss.
そうですか。でしたら奥の応接でお話しされた方がよろしいでしょうね。
Okay. Seiki points to the sofa farthest from the door. Thanks for your concern. Urging Ayumu along, we head for the reception area.
先生、何者なんですか？
I am Bruce Wayne! The Japanese version. Right now, I'm Tokisaka Reiji, part-time instructor. I give her the easy reply, knowing full well that she won't accept it.
でも、失踪事件って、まさかユイのこと、
Yeah,
警察ですか？
it is, so you gotta trust me, okay? Well, you're close. I'm a detective.
探偵。
It's definitely not a job title that'll put people at ease, but Ayumu does look a little less tense now that she knows my occupation. I'd like to ask you some questions about Nishizono-san and Imamura-san.
わかりました。
Ayumu nods. Let's start with Nishizono-san. What kind of person was
ユイ
she?
は明るい子でした。誰とも 分け隔てなく接することのでき
So
る
she had a wide circle of people that she knew.
友達は多かったと思います。
A lot of friends. What about Imamura-san?
今村さんも友達はたくさん
Okay, so I gotta get these names properly. So, Imamura-san went missing in mid-February, and Nishizono Yui was the first one that went missing. Imamura was the second one that went missing. Okay. So one sec. I'd better check. Whoa, this is really cool. Look at this. There's like the correlation thing is really cool. I like this. This is so cool. I love this. I feel like a detective. This is so cool. Okay, guys, so I've been looking at the evidence, and I need to clarify something that I kind of misunderstood. So there's been 2 corpses that were found. The one in Thomas Cemetery was Koizumi Kei. So it's Koizumi Kei, which is different than these 2 missing girls. Now there's 2 missing girls, which is Nishizono Yui and Imamura Haruka, but the corpse in Inokashira Park is unidentified. So we don't know. It could be one of these girls, but we're not sure, right? We're definitely not sure about that. But Koizumi Kei was identified as someone who is different. So yeah, just to clarify that. So there's 2 missing people, 1 corpse that's identified, and 1 corpse that isn't identified. So that's important. Anyways, let's continue. Did you notice anything at all before they both went missing? Ayuma looks downwards as if she's trying to remember something. Anything is fine, even if it seems trivial.
年が明けてからのユイは元気がなかったような気がします。
Okay. Ayuma's voice comes out in a near whisper. Around New Year's, that's just before she disappeared. That means something happened around January. Yui never acted... Oops.
一人でいなくなってしまうような真似はしません。何かに巻き込まれたか。そんな気がするんです。
What'd she get involved in? Like some sort of prostitution ring or something? Ayuma's tone of voice is calm, however, I can see some emotions there that she can't suppress completely. I decided not to comment on that. I couldn't bring myself to say that she's probably right, that in all likelihood her friend really had gotten involved in something. You know what? Because the killer's like taking out the womb of the girls, so maybe he's killing like girls that went into prostitution, because we saw there's like a prostitution ring here from Hatsune at the cafe says there's like prostitution going on. So, you know, like, it could be something like that. The killer's like targeting these girls that are into that are like doing it to get money or something. I don't know. Do you know anything regarding Imamura-san?
今村さんは特にユイがいなくなった時にはとても心配してくれていましたけれど。
Whom I guess Imamura didn't show any warning signs pronounced enough for Ayumi to notice. Thanks, my apologies for forcing you to talk about it.
時坂先生。
What is it?
ユイを今村さんを見つけてください。
I'll do my
お
best.
願いします。
Of course, that's what I've come here to do. The chances of finding either girl alive are pretty slim, but I can hardly say that to her. Yeah, they've been missing for a while. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end the episode here. The episode's gone on for quite a while. I hope you're liking these long episodes. I like doing this game in big chunks because doing it in small chunks would kind of leave you guys wondering, like, what's even going on with the story. Because, you know, if you do it in small chunks, I got to recap a lot of stuff, like at the beginning of the episode, and be like, remember, this is going on and this is going on. But with these long episodes, we do big chunks, we discover a lot together, and I think it's easier to remember the story this way. It is for me, anyways. Like, I'm getting really into this, and I'm able to talk a lot better about the story, you know, doing these long episodes. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. As always, peace.